Hello, welcome to the Nostalgia Hunters. This is Chris. I'm with Dustin from the Harryman Show.
And this is episode number 6, where we discuss the new WandaVision and how we feel about it, where we think it's going.
And here we go.
All right. So, obviously, I think it was more of a lead on. I mean, I know we're overall discussing the bigger picture now, but this is leading to something else, if you agree.
I think this is going to be an epic project. I know it kind of started out slow, but I'm really excited for what's to come. I think this is just a little sneak peek into some awesomeness.
So, it was definitely a throwback to I Love Lucy and Bewitched, correct?
Definitely, yeah. I had those are the vibes I was having.
Mm-hmm. Now, they threw snippets in there of people trying to contact him, and we know how Endgame ended.
Right. It looked like they were trying to break down the wall or the barriers, trying to communicate with Wanda.
All right. So, before we dive into the analyst, do you think she's in her own little world, or do you think he's stuck between something?
Oh no, she's definitely. This is some House of M stuff right here. She definitely created her own little universe where they're isolated from the public. It looks like.
Because what exactly ended the Endgame? Because remember, she took on Thanos, and she was a big part of that, but it never really showed where she kind of walked off to.
No, I think this is where we're gonna learn what happened and what she and Vision did.
So in Wanda's history, she does have twins. We both know that.
Yeah, definitely. And also, I guess she does have children too, right?
She has what?
Children.
I'm sorry?
Children?
Yeah, 2 twins.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So they kind of alluded to the fact that, they're going to come to fruition. At least those 2 kids, anyways.
Now, do we know what those characters are? Were those twins the villains, or were they good guys?
I want to say they're good guys. I want to say they're young inventors, is what I think they're going to start out to be, anyways.
And they didn't really tie it in the movies, but her and Quicksilver are children of Magneto.
Well, initially when they showed up, weren't they together?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were.
Yeah. So I never even knew they were children of Magneto. So that was something new to me.
So they kind of touched base with that in X-Men Future, Present, Past, whatever it's called. I mean, when he went to go pick up Quicksilver, they kind of hinted about it.
Okay, totally missed that.
So Quicksilver being dead, I mean, I don't know why she didn't, travel back in Endgame to get him either. That was another thing that was rumored when that movie was coming out.
Well, I don't think that story's over. I think we'll probably see Quicksilver soon enough.
And the thing is, Captain America just announced he's going to be back. So, that time period where he disappeared.
I'm sorry, man. I don't get too excited about Captain America. I'm not a Cap fan, I guess you could say.
Well, I mean, he left a lot of loose ends there.
He did, yeah. I mean, he's going to be a crucial element to Marvel Phase 2. Is that what this is, Phase 2?
Yeah, pretty much. So back to the WandaVision. Obviously, they opened up and it was a throwback, and Vision seemed more confused than she was.
Yeah, I was entertained by the whole thing. I mean, it definitely reminded me of sitting on the couch with my parents, or at least my mother, watching I Love Lucy and Bewitched and stuff. So I like the direction, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Now, he seemed confused with the reality. Do you think it almost kind of gave you that aura that he was thrown into it, and she was a little bit more in control?
Absolutely. Almost like he's a little bit loopy on what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Now, even when he was touch base, he didn't even know that he was doing that job, and they were making kind of a comedic relief out of it.
Yeah, and then the little dinner with the boss, and nobody knew really what was going on. It was pretty entertaining.
And just a side note, though, when they panned out in reality, there was a podcasting board. I don't know if that was a prop or it was kind of weird.
Might have been. Well, it probably has something to do with it. We'll probably learn about it a little bit later.
Yeah, I know that's more of a tech kind of oddity, I noticed. But
So what are some of the things that she ended up finding that kind of alluded to outside interference?
Well, the helicopter was Iron Man's colors.
Yeah.
I noticed that. And they hinted to it, Stark Industry and Hydra stuff.
Right. Did you see the commercial with the toaster?
Yeah, it was a Hydra technology where they were pushing it. So it tells me that maybe she's under their control or imprisoned in their systems.
No, I think it's like a communication thing. I think somebody from Stark or that sword program.
Oh, okay.
I think they're trying to contact or trying to break through to see what's going on.
So rumor has it that Scarlet Witch would become a villain, and I think she's going to be tied into the new Doctor Strange movie.
So yeah, I did hear about that. House of M, she kind of alters reality, and I think this is like a prelude to it.
Mm-hmm.
So she changes everything. She brings people back to life. She changes courses of the world and different things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very entertaining story. It's a very long story in the comics. So if you get a chance, I mean, by all means, check it out.
So what can you tell me about in the comics with Vision? Does he come back at any point, or that you know of?
It's years ago. I don't really remember too much. I'm assuming he has a huge part in the upcoming universe or the upcoming movies. So I mean, we'll just see how it plays out.
Nice. And he still is. I mean, they were kind of showing that he was not human. So how could he conceive of a kid? That's what was throwing me off.
It's all in her head, I believe. I think she creates these kids out of thin air. To be honest with you,
that's weird though. I got to refer back to the comics and see how that actually.
As much as I am against it, if you look at Wikipedia, it'll probably tell you a lot about Vision and what's going on with him.
Mm-hmm.
Wikipedia. Okay, so what are your thoughts about the little the talent show thing?
The talent show thing. I mean, it seemed like they were trying to conform to that world. Like she was trying to be a housewife, and the rules of that reality. And everyone was kind of delusional to it.
Right. I like how she was able to just manipulate things to make it look like it wasn't what it was.
Yeah, and that kind of throws me off because even I don't know, I forgot her name already, but the side character that keeps visiting him like their neighbor.
Oh yeah.
I don't know because in some of the teasers it shows her in real life, kind of like confused.
I think she's an integral part of the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're not going to stop seeing her interfere like that. I think it's maybe it's an outside character just trying to present herself in the world.
Yeah. And some of that gear, I kind of recognize it because you look at Civil War when Cap was like kind of researching Hydra and stuff. Some of that Russian 1967 tech was kind of in the background too.
Yeah, I noticed some of that. I also noticed
military tech.
Yeah, the outside interference, the sword program.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know too much about it, but I know it's an integral part of the story.
Yeah, and it seems like it's going to be more of a dark series kind of going forward. I mean, for a Disney kind of style thing.
What about the mailman? What did you think about him?
What about him?
Well, he had like a brief little cameo with that neighbor lady, and it kind of looked like they were communicating a little bit.
I didn't notice that, actually. That slipped.
Yeah, rewatch that. It's interesting.
What do you say to her?
They were talking about, I just deliver the mail, or something like that,
Oh, I'm just the messenger, is what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. No, that's kind of weird.
And then the beekeeper out of the storm drain. What's up with that?
I don't know. Maybe that was an ominous kind of subconscious.
He gave both of them a really deep stare.
Oh, he saw it too, right?
Yeah.
But then she reversed it.
Yeah, she did a complete rewind, and then they ended up coming into color.
Yeah, but the tree kept disrupting them too, and I think the tree was symbolizing. So it's almost like it was the whole thing with the dream sequence.
So I don't think it's a tree. I think it's another one of those drones just trying to sneak a peek into what's going on.
Huh. Yeah, it just seemed like everyone was in denial when they were yelling at Wanda. The show's throwing me off. It's like I don't even know. Really,
I think that's the goal. It's a little deception to keep you interested and to keep you on edge a little bit.
Now, the only downfall of the show, half the episodes are credits.
Yeah, it's a lot of credits.
And I don't know if that was like a programming thing where they were just trying to like.
Silly me. I watched all the credits thinking Nick Fury's gonna pop up or something.
Jeez, yeah, I know they got us brainwashed into thinking in credits, but
yeah.
But it's weird how they threw 2 episodes out there right away.
I like it. I mean, they're short episodes, so maybe they thought we needed to, to have a little bit more before they start just doing the 30 minutes or however long they're going to be.
Now, as far as what I've seen from the teasers, it looks like they're going to go through like shows like generational wise, because I noticed was a trick or treating scene where she's actually wearing the original outfit.
No, I just think it's this world isolated from outside contact, and I think you're just going to see a bunch of random conformities, just trying to adapt to the world that she created.
But I think they're going to go through like TV show eras, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to jump
makes sense, yeah.
closer to present.
Because the first one was kind of like
50s.
an I Love Lucy type thing.
Mm-hmm.
and then the second episode kind of slid into like a Bewitched type of situation.
Now I predict it'll be 60s hippie style kind of Brady Bunch next time around. I predict. I'm willing to put money on it.
You think the kids will be in present?
That would be a good possibility to bring them into it.
Interesting.
Because she kept saying, "Is this real? Is this real?" And she felt her stomach.
Well, she knows it's not real.
That's weird.
I hope she knows it's not real. This is her reality she created. So I mean, that's an interesting factor.
Now, going forward in the MCU, obviously there's a lot of stuff that's coming out, but the Doctor Strange movie, I think, is going to tie heavily into the Spider-Man verse.
Yeah, and I think it ties into. I think the Doctor Strange movie will tie into a lot of stuff that's coming in this phase 2.
So I know we're going off subject here, but with the Spider-Man movies, they're obviously casting everybody, and it's going to be a Spider-Verse. There's no real secret to it now. Villains.
Did they say the older Spider-Mans will be?
Yeah, I think Jake Gyllenhaal is confirmed, and I'm not sure about Andrew Garfield.
Interesting.
But Dr. Octopus is on board. They have
the original one?
Yeah.
What?
Jamie Foxx is coming back on.
I did hear that.
But it's obvious what they're doing, and these could just be quick scenes of him, going through dimensions. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, little flashbacks or something.
Yeah, because if you saw the animated Miles Morales, it was kind of him always shifting through things, and I think that's probably what they're going to do as a collage.
Yeah, it makes sense to tie everything together. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, so there's definitely gonna be a lot, but Spider-Man will definitely be in Doctor Strange too. I want to put money on that too.
How do you think the X-Men are gonna?
Well, Doctor Strange can be a big part of that, pulling Wolverine too, because I think Wolverine's going to be the next center stone of the.
He'll be the catalyst for the X-Men. You think?
Definitely.
That's strange because in the original X-Men, there was no Wolverine.
Yeah. What do you mean original X-Men?
The original X-Men when they first came on the scene in the comic books, there was no Wolverine. It was Beast, Iceman, Jean Grey.
I think he was made to be a villain at first.
I don't know.
I could be wrong. I mean, I'll have to fact check myself there, but I mean, they really do have to start pulling X-Men now. They have the properties.
Yeah, you got to use Wolverine though. I mean, he's one of the most popular X-Men characters.
And that ties into the Deadpool 3, which they say it's going to be R-rated for a Disney movie.
That might be another way to pull Wolverine in,
but
too.
Deadpool's more, he's not really like a serious
he's a
structure to build on. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of...
He's an ass-kicking goofball.
Yeah, but, he invited Colossus, and who else was the big Juggernaut?
Domino.
And those are kind of like B X-Men, B-style X-Men,
You think so?
They're not like the main... It's not Cyclops,
Colossus?
Wolverine. He's B-level, he's not...
He's badass levels.
I know, I understand that, but he's not Cyclops, he's not Wolverine, he's not Jean Grey.
I guess.
I feel like Disney kind of let that franchise die slowly because they didn't really release those. Like New Mutants kind of flopped right away. I haven't even seen it yet, to be honest with you.
I didn't even watch it.
And the Dark Phoenix movie, which is hard to get through. I mean, it felt like an early 90s movie.
It's very stressful to watch.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be really dialed in to finish that movie. I heard a lot of poor reviews. Speaking of this TV series, though, I did hear a lot of people like, "Oh man, WandaVision sucks."
Mm-hmm.
I was thoroughly entertained.
Well, that's because everyone's expecting booms right away. I mean,
it's a slow roll. I think you're just going to see it build up to awesomeness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't anticipate this show being a flop at all. I think Marvel knows what they're doing.
Well, Kevin Feige's a hell of a producer. I mean,
the man. He's the man right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would put my money on them, but it could be an introduction to a whole new characters. And I if I had to make predictions, she's going to become the villain.
Well, yeah, that goes back to what I was saying in the House of M. She kind of does, she changes things and kind of becomes a bad guy, pretty much.
Pretty much.
So yeah, I anticipate that for sure. I anticipate a lot of reality changing things in this show.
So is it a new episode every week, or how are they going to do it?
I think it's going to roll weekly. And
did they announce the episode list yet? I would imagine it'd be about 8 to 10 episodes.
I don't think they were doing that. Did they do that for the Star Wars, the Mandalorian?
A week or two before, yeah, they would announce the title.
Okay, so it'll probably play out like that then.
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of people look forward to that, and I think that's, as we go, that's going to get Disney Plus alive. I mean. Oh, yeah,
definitely. I'm sure a lot of people were like, Mandalorian's over, time to delete the app.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but this gives you fresh new blood, so new interest.
Right on. So yeah, with Loki kind of tying in too, I think it's going to stream off to the multiverse. Every show is going to be part of it.
So what do you think? What Marvel characters will we see? What major Marvel characters do you think we'll see in this show, or do you think?
And WandaVision?
Yeah.
X-Men. I mean, it would be a good pull for X-Men because there's going to be characters you can introduce that aren't strong enough for movies, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, if you start pulling
sense.
like entry X-Men into it, even like someone like Beast, the new Beast, scientist kind of.
That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I think we see Iron Man. I think he breaks the wall.
Who?
Iron Man.
Again?
Tony Stark.
Really?
In the show? Yeah, absolutely.
He's dead at this point though in this timeline.
But they're using reps, whether she does it with her mind or whatever. I guarantee, because there's too many Stark references not to have Iron Man pop up, or at least Tony Stark.
Yeah, or his daughter.
That too.
Because what Ironheart is what her name was.
I think so.
I could be off on that because I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities, and they're leaving everyone in the dark, which I mean they should. But
so just going off topic a little bit. Besides Loki, besides Captain America news that we just got, besides the Venom movie coming up, I don't even know if the Venom movie's tied into Marvel or not. But what do you anticipate seeing here in the theaters?
Well, I don't know about the theater going, but Black Widow is definitely one that we left in the dust for some reason, and I know that's kind of a side story.
Yeah.
It's her origin story. I know it doesn't really have a sequel or a prequel to that, or it is a prequel, but I mean, it's not going to be like a chain or a franchise. But
I think it's just a one-off.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I think I'm interested in seeing that. I hope they release that on Disney Plus at this point.
Who's going to the theaters right now?
Yeah. So, and then what I anticipate seeing, I know you're probably not going to agree that the Falcon and Winter Soldier one looks good to me.
I actually want to see that. I'm a big Falcon fan.
Kurt Russell's son's slated to play Captain America, the new one.
Who is it? A different name, like U.S. Agent?
No, he's like the new I think he's like going to be like a clone because I've seen pictures of it.
Get out.
And I think there's going to be multiple Captain Americas, even the leak of the toy.
Well, there's a black Captain America that was created before Steve Rogers. He was like the first jump off in the testing.
Well, my point is, I think it's not going to be one Cap. It's going to be literally like a team of Captain Americas.
Well, did you ever hear about U.S. Agent?
No.
Oh, so he was like when Captain America stepped back, I guess he stepped up. So there was a U.S. Agent. He was really dressed similar to Captain America.
That could be who I'm looking at as Kurt Russell's son.
That might be who it is.
But I'll have to look into it before I yap it out, but it looks like they're presenting him as a new Captain America in the photos I saw.
No, that's exciting.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously I think they should, kind of stretch it out so it's, not a lot at once and everyone gets Marvel burned out, but, maybe a new show every 3 to 4 months. And they're smart. They know how to.
Yeah, they got a plan. They're going to stick with it. So, I'm excited for episode 3. Looking forward to all the Marvel projects coming this year.
So yeah, how would you rate this out of 5?
I'd do it a 4 out of 5 solid.
Yeah, I agree with that. So this is Dustin, and you are.
This is Chris with the Nostalgia Hunters,
and we will see you next time.
Check out the Harry Man Show.
Oh yeah, that too. All right, see you guys.